you're going to need to run the ball in the SEC, man. Like
No doubt.
how different is that, and how like what's your mindset right now? Because you guys are Big 12ers, but a big change is on the horizon. You've coached in different conferences. There are kind of these generalizations about way styles of play in different conferences and that sort of thing. Big 12 people talk about defenses negatively in the past, but there's been some really good defenses lately. SEC is supposedly big and physical and fast and all those adjectives. Like, how do you tailor your game to play in a different conference, and does that process start in recruiting?
Yeah, I think it's twofold. I think it's both. It's recruiting and what we're doing on the field.
Yeah,
When I took the job, I was coming from Alabama, and I came to Texas to win championships.
yeah,
I didn't come here just to say that I got to be the head coach at Texas. It was okay. I want to come here and I want to compete and I want to win national championships. All right, to do that, you're going to have to beat Alabama. You're going to have to beat Georgia. You're going to have to beat Ohio State. You're going to have to beat Clemson, because those were the schools year in and year out that were playing for the college football playoff. So initially, right when we got here, I was already building a roster that could compete with those guys. I mean, in my mind, I'm like, we have to build a roster that can not only win the Big 12, but that can go beat those teams in a college football playoff. And then come to find out, then they tell me we're moving to the SEC. So it wasn't this big shift, that where now we really need to change how we recruit. We were
yeah,
already recruiting that way. And
yeah,
you have to recruit big people up front on the line of scrimmage, and you have to be able to recruit speed on the perimeter. And then it's your scheme, and then it's your quarterback play, and then it's, what do you do when you do from there? But you have to have those pieces in place, because the thing that the SEC does, it takes its toll on you. And when people get nicked up and when you lose people, you can't have that major drop off. Your backup needs to look, smell, taste, play just like the starter,
yeah.
or that's when you can get exposed.
It's going to be exciting. Quarterbacks, it feels right for Texas to have two household name quarterbacks right now, and Quinn Ewers and my guy Arch Manning, who took a hiccup of a look at Virginia. I know his dad, Cooper, and I know he's got some Charlottesville ties. It was nice of him to just fly through Charlottesville on the way to Austin. But specifically with Arch, because like he has a famous family. I had a dad who played. My brother went through the same thing. This is the NIL era. He's a quarterback. It felt like these guys are famous before they take the field. How do you walk that line as his coach and his like kind of big brother on campus that can kind of show him the ropes? Like, I want you to get yours in NIL. I want you to soak it up and be a quarterback in Austin, but I also want you to do your work. Is he the kind of kid who can balance that, and where do you step in and help him with that?
I really think he can. One thing I was really impressed with Arch and his dad Cooper and his mom Ellen, like that they really handled the recruiting process extremely well. As much as we recruited a bunch of kids every year, they handled it like pros, which they are, right?
Yeah,
They've seen it. They handled it really well. They asked great questions. They looked for the things that were important to them. And in the end, I think Arch has come in with a really good head on his shoulders. He works his tail off. I mean,
hmm,
this guy goes for it. He's got it in his DNA from a work ethic perspective. But I have to remind him, and I have to remind other people, he's still a true freshman, right?
he's a
The guy,
kid.
he,
Yeah,
he just really should have just graduated high school. He graduated early and got here in January. So he's already ahead of where he should be. But it's a process, man. Like, we're not running your traditional, college offense. We were running a lot of the same stuff we were running in Atlanta from a protection standpoint, the play action pass, the run game, the amount we put on the quarterback at the line of scrimmage. And so to do it, we're trying to train him to play in the NFL as well, along with, I think it's a system that's withstood the test of time and has had a lot of success over the years at different stops. So I think that for a variety of reasons, that's why he came. And he also knows, he's smart enough to know, well, that's why I came. I got to put in the work. That doesn't mean he's not a college kid. He's still a freshman in college. I mean, his first 2 weeks here, he lost his ID twice. I mean, like we all did. And that's part of it. That's part of the growth that you're supposed to have when you're a young player in a program.